A very good evening and welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this second day of May 2025. Now, before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories tonight, MPs ask for creation of more youth skilling centers. Kampala Archbishop tips UBOS on accurate data collection. Mandela National Stadium Nambole nears completion. And Chotira set to get state-of-the-art market. Good evening once again. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto. Leaders in Bukedi sub-region have lauded President Museveni for establishing a skilling hub in the region to fight unemployment through ushering the population into the money economy. State Minister for Bunyoro Affairs, Jennifer Kacha Namuyangu, says establishing zonal industrial hubs was to solely deal with the high rates of poverty among several communities in Uganda perpetrated by unemployment. Namuyangu, who is also the woman member of parliament for Chibuku district, made the remarks at the graduation ceremony held at Bukedi Zonal Presidential Industrial Hub located in Lwatama sub-county, Chibuku district. A total of 477 trainees from the first and second intakes completed their vocational training and were awarded certificates in bakery and confectionery, welding and metal fabrications, leather processing, tailoring and design, hairdressing and makeup, building and construction practice, and carpentry and joinery. Minister Namuyangu further saluted the State House Comptroller for managing the presidential program very well and the Uganda People's Defence Forces for the mindset component which equipped students to become responsible citizens.
Overwhelming numbers outside there who compose of our youth who need skilling. It is therefore my appeal to government, to State House, to increase on the numbers to be enrolled here.
This training is very important for us, and it has come at the right time when the world and Uganda need skills for employment, for development, for wealth creation, and for socio-economic transformation in this country. As we stand, the Minister of Education and Director of Industrial Training, our skill does not segregate, and that is also in line with the manifesto of NRM.
A tree can't just grow in one day. A tree grows for years, and when it stands, it's strong. So the more you grow slowly, you're going to get where you are. And I have a dream that one day I'll have a great workshop, and perhaps I will be working hand in hand with the government. I want to send my greetings to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, and I really appreciate him for working in hand with the Directorate of Industrial Training.
The skills I gained here, I took it as a core value, because even when I went to my village, I tried my level best to see that I can do something.
We have people who did not have hope, people who thought the education system had ended. But here they are, they have the skill. And I can assure you, you are going to be very, very prosperous. You are going to create jobs. You are going to be employers. You are going to be very big as you walk out of this institution.
Now, some people are feared dead after a landslide buried them in their house in Katewa village, Bunyangabo district, after a heavy downpour. The spokesperson, Red Cross spokesperson Irene Nakasita, says the heavy rains lasted for several hours, leading to the destruction of houses and property. She says the emergency response team is assessing the situation and those injured have been rushed to hospital. Some members of parliament are in support of President Yoweri Museveni's statement on youth travelling to other countries. A workers' representative in parliament, Charles Bakabulindi, says this can be achieved through identifying talent exhibited by the youth. The woman member of parliament, Zimbabwe, Mary Begumisa, says young people can at least work for jobs in US and Canada, but not those in the UAE where they are being oppressed. We have more details on this report.
If we identify those who have got natural talents and we tap them and we push them a bit by capitalizing them, then the rest they can do it. That element of capitalizing them is what is lacking. One may be having the skills to start something and in the long run create jobs for others, but how to start is the problem. So we need to modify there. Secondly, externalization of labor. Me as a workers' representative, I can't be proud of it. Because externalization of labor is another modern form of slavery. This time they are not forcing them by tying them on chains, but they are just controlling them by calling them follow me. And once they reach there, they don't know what they are supposed to do. And like our colleagues, I was comparing notes with Kenya recently. We went there as a committee. And we looked at cases, testimonies, but we find for them they're concentrating on skilled labor. They sign agreements with those foreign countries on skilled labor. How many mechanics do you want? How many teachers do you want? How many drivers do you want? And how do we follow them? If we can follow that trend, then it will cease to be a modern way of slavery, but something that to create more jobs as we create more at home. We've been getting money out of those who are going there. Why don't we use the same money that we have been getting to create centers for training people on what to do? Skilling is already programs going on, but tool them, equip them with some tools once they finish. Then once they have started something, automatically out of 50, you will find 30 creating more jobs for their colleagues. If one can create 3 more jobs after a year, those 3 will create more jobs. Then that will be another process of creating jobs.
It wouldn't be okay for us to send our children through our poor families to go and work abroad. If the workspace is not safe, it is okay for that child to be here and be skilled well, even if those people are laying bricks, even if those people are doing tailoring or salooning, or any small job which you think is small, that person is better. Those people can grow their business and love their country. They can build Uganda and they can get small facilities from government, and then they empower themselves and their families. That's what I believe. And the jobs, of course, in the United States of America, good jobs. In Canada, I've seen good jobs. But I've seen people suffering here in the UAE. So if those people are going to suffer, better not to go. If you weigh the job and it does not have a good regulation for this person, better not to go. Better to.
Now, Premier Robina Nabanja has tasked women to be ambassadors of transformational development in their communities. Nabanja made the appeal while presiding over a one-day leadership, mindset, entrepreneurship and wealth creation retreat of women leaders in Kasambia Sub-County, Kakumiro District. Take a look.
Hundreds of women leaders across the entire Kakumiro district have gathered at Kasambia Sub-County headquarters for a one-day training.
Era sente tuzizaazamu nga tulina kye tukola. Omukyala wano oteeka obeereko ky'okola. Tofuna sente nodda mu kukola pate.
The training, organized by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honourable Robina Nabanja, targeted only women leaders for training in the fields of leadership, mindset change, entrepreneurship and wealth creation.
Eno government nga tenajja tebarondanga kati ngono honorable bandi badde baamu appointing obo kuva Kampala ajje wano nga DC wamwe. Naye olw'okuba government yaleeta democracy kyova olaba mulina omukulembeze omulungi.
Kakumiro has been doing this for the last 7 years. We have been doing this for the last 7 years, and I believe you know this.
But what is the impact on ground after these 7 years?
There is a lot of change. You have seen, as you are coming, in Kakumiro we don't have any grass-thatched house. These women you see here have paid fees for their children.
Part of the retreat is this medical camp where services like antenatal, healthcare, high blood pressure checkups, blood donations were offered at a free cost. Lands Minister Judith Nabakova and that of Gender, Peace Mutozo, were among the day's facilitators as Prime Minister Robina Nabanja took charge of the retreat.
We are talking in terms of GURO, this new program. It has a grant, it also has a loan. And so we want these women, in case they are challenged, to seek redress from these other bigger leaders. I am happy that the Ministry of Gender is here to help me teach my fellow women. And we shall do this throughout the country.
So women need to be economically empowered. And we have provided different forms and ways in which we can empower women. One of them was the one of Gagawari, where many people went to get money, but we realized women were not accessing money. So we had a women entrepreneurship program. We had a youth level fund, which was also targeting female children. But now we have a global project, which is a multi-billion project. The fifth one is autonomy, the power to decide, the power to choose is critically important. So many occasions, women were oppressed and suppressed because they had no say. Now we are giving them the power and we are empowering them to know where to choose, what to choose.
We have also told them what they can do to make sure that they participate in these sensitizations that are taking place in their area. On the 27th of June, we are bringing sensitization meetings in this greater Chibale, that is Kakumiro, Kagadi Chibale. We have set up 3 teams. Each team will be headed by a principal registrar to come, sensitize communities, but we are also going to begin doing what we call systematic land adjudication and certification of land that was previously bought by government under the use of land fund.
This is all organized as part of the curtain raiser for Friday 3rd, May 2024 belated Women's Day celebrations for Kakumiro District. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese, His Grace Paul Semogere, has asked Uganda Bureau of Statistics to ensure accurate data during the forthcoming national population census set for the 9th to the 19th of May 2024. Now, this was during a courtesy call of Uganda Bureau of Statistics staff to Rubaga Cathedral.
Case of the mosque and whatever they have. With a few days left to the National Population and Housing Census Day, the Archbishop of Kampala, His Grace Paul Semogerere, has asked Uganda Bureau of Statistics to ensure the country gets accurate data for proper planning purposes.
That is very good information for the country and for all of us, and I would like to encourage you. What I would need to do is that to request you that you do it accurately, instead of guessing and imagining, and because we need accurate things in Uganda, sometimes we do fake things in our country.
The Archbishop said information gathered from the National Census exercise will be of use to the government, the church and other institutions.
I am aware that the National Population and Housing Census provides fundamental statistical data and information which is necessary for planning for our population. The information is not only important to the government, but also for the church and all over the country and beyond.
The census exercise is expected to focus on data collection concerning Uganda's population with aspects of gender, religion, and housing, among others.
And will be confidential. So it has nothing to do with taxes or what and so forth. So please take it easy.
The 10th of May is designated as a public holiday to allow census officials count persons living in Uganda beginning from the night of 9th to 19th May 2024. Mariana Wori and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
At least 986 personnel have been recruited in Gulu city to man the upcoming population census in the country. They include 878 enumerators and 108 supervisors. The team will be in charge of the digital exercise that is set to commence on the 9th of this month. The supervisors and enumerators are currently undergoing a week-long training being conducted jointly by Uganda Bureau of Statistics and Gulu city authorities.
Say street kids will be counted in the night hours since the majority of them are unnoticeable during the daytime. This will be done jointly with a team from the security to avert unsuspected risks and dangers that may be posed on the enumerators and supervisors.
This National Housing and Population Census, about 98% of it is going to be household questions. Most of them are entirely on the household. There's a lot of nitty-gritties in this copy, which is asking questions on household heads, whether they are regular household, what kind of assets they have, and everything is embedded in this. So it consumes over 98% of these questionnaires and the exercise.
Gulu City Census Officer Charles Lua says that the data generated will help in planning purposes and urged the census personnel to take extra steps in getting details of all households.
The population census and then we have the housing census combined into two. That's why we call it the population and housing census. There's a lot of statistics that we need out of this. For the academicians who are here, this is a prerequisite for our research process. We need to know the households that you're going for sampling. For sampling at the sampling frame where we pick out our desired sample size. So we need this population and census to be carried out correctly.
Similarly, Gulu resident City Commissioner Jane Francesca Akili called for professionalism among the enumerators and supervisors as they carry out the census exercise.
You are going to go to somebody's home who still does not know who you are and what you want in their homes. So be polite. Don't go there and begin answering. You mean that this and be smart. Say that by your appearance alone, even the person who didn't know about census will welcome you.
Gulu City Mayor Alfred Okwonga asked for cooperation from members of the public, noting that the exercise is entirely for planning purposes and no foul play.
So we need to know their numbers. These people has been here without being known or counted, and that one was impacting the service delivery badly. I know that with this census, we are now going to know and provide quality services to the people.
Since Uganda attained her independence in 1962, Uganda has had 5 censuses, and the 2024 population census makes it the 6th census. For Gulu City, it is the first census.
Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineering Brigade is upbeat about the near completion and delivery of Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, on time. Now, this comes at the time when the facility has just hosted 2 test matches aimed at securing approval by the Confederation of the African Football Body, CAF.
Nambole has been under renovation since February 2022 and is yet to be commissioned officially for international matches. Despite some hiccups with the automated access control, the project engineer, Lieutenant Colonel Engineer Sekuchi Demuka, says they have scored success so far, especially after the 2 successful test matches this week.
Which is now ready to host the match, and it was witnessed yesterday, because after the first game, which was between the Vipers and the Bull, they did some simple maintenance, then they went for the rest. Another game came in at 7, which was also played for 90 minutes, and it ended well. So this, according to here, we are ready. The chairs are strong and well fixed. The fan themselves, because I was also amongst the fan, we enjoyed.
The stadium is crucial not only for the success of AFCON 2027, but also for enhancing the overall spectator experience in sports events held across the country.
We have done a lot in the mechanical system. It was designed fully by Minister of Works, by the service engineer Babeyo Shafik. He's very well exposed and he has a lot of knowledge. He has passed the same knowledge to us. So generally it has been a project which has really imparted us a lot of knowledge, and we can take on any job, similar job, and do to its completion. But this time even the planning will be done very fast, because we know what must come first, because the other one was the first of its kind. But here we know immediately we step on site, you must order for this, you must order for this must be in place.
At least 97 billion shillings was allocated for Nambole Stadium renovation in phase 1.
It has made us even now narrow the work and complete it in the shortest time possible. At first I thought it would be impossible, but with the pressure and the requirement, it has made us work. I thank the Honorable Minister, State Minister for Education, for the pressure. He has been with us here daily, up to late, to ensure that we work. You can't even decide, where are you? I saw some here. So really the pressure has been good. It has made us work and deliver the project.
The Confederation of African Football Federation is yet to approve the stadium for international matches. UPDF Engineering Brigade is working tirelessly to have the stadium fixed for international matches. Haruna Mtaisasira, UBC News.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain, and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger. with the Cranes Cup Bowl 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Uganda's biggest tourism and travel trade show of the year is here again. The 8th edition of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo Poate 2024 under the theme Responsible Tourism will be taking place at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo from the 23rd to the 25th of May 2024. It's your chance to connect with tourism and travel professionals from across the globe. Discover travel holiday deals, packages, and so much more. Visit www.poate.co.ug to register and be part of the event. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo Poate is brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us here on UBC News Tonight. Now, in more news this evening, the Minister of State for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Lilian Abe, has launched food relief distribution to all the districts of the Karamoja sub-region. Now, this follows a number of food insecurity cases faced by the region in the past year as a result of poor performance of the rain, which supports the agriculture, among other things. Abe called for collaboration and coordination towards reducing vulnerability levels in the Karamoja sub-region. We have more.
Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Lilian Abe, has launched food relief distribution exercise for Karamoja sub-region.
So we are dispersing food to Karamoja sub-region, and we have 8 districts of Karamoja. Some are already loaded and they will be leaving today with immediate effect. Others not yet loaded because we don't have enough trucks to take all the food at once.
Abai says, as a result of climate variability, mainly low rains, there has been changes in the food crop planting seasons that has led to poor yields.
And of course, this comes as an advocacy that has been done by members of parliament through the meetings that we have had, and they have brought their plea to us that Karamoja has to be given priority because of the challenges that they have. So we have districts of Moroto, Napak district, Kabong district, Nabelatuk district, Karenga district, Abim district, Nakapiripirit, Potido, and Amodat. All these will receive food. 151,600 kilograms of maize flour, 75,500 kilograms of beans. That is what is going to be dispatched.
She called for collaboration and coordination in ensuring food availability in Karamoja sub-region.
Government is also looking at more sustainable ways of supporting Karamoja, not only on relief food items and all that. The issues of irrigation system, we are also working hand in hand with the Ministry of Agriculture to see how that belt of Karamoja that can produce food is supported.
Jane Nyiramcha, Anit Sana for UBC News.
Ugandan academician, cartoonist and activist Dr. Jimmy Spire Sentongo has won the European Union Human Rights Defenders Award 2024. According to Jan Sadek, the EU ambassador to Uganda, the human rights defenders act as a watchdog and whistleblowers and ensure all governments live up to their commitments. We have more details.
Academic, cartoonist and activist Dr. Jimmy Spire Sentongo has been named the winner of the European Union Human Rights Defenders Award 2024 The award is given annually by the EU and Norway to recognize an outstanding contribution by a human rights defender in Uganda.
Yeah, this really means a lot to me in terms of first, I don't do this to be recognized or to be appreciated. This is something that I have done for so many years. Since 2006, I've been drawing cartoons, I've been speaking to the press, writing. But when you get recognized, of course, it means a lot. It means a lot being appreciated, knowing that there are other people who are behind you, people who recognize that you're helping someone out there, you're speaking for someone who is, for one reason or the other, not able to speak.
Spire is known for his social commentary through satirical cartoons and is also a team member at the digital activism platform Agora Discourse.
It shows the solidarity of the many others who are pushing for the same spirit, pushing for the same values, for the same ideals as those that I work for, as those that inspire me to do this work.
Also shortlisted for this year's awards are Jaska Ruth Atta, a woman rights activist based in Kotido District, and Doreen Namyalo, a human rights lawyer with Penal Reform International. At the ceremony held at the Danish ambassador's residence in Kampala, the EU head of delegation and the Danish ambassador to Uganda congratulated the winner and finalists and also called government to action on issues that affect communities.
Here we can celebrate.
Lira University has decried low staffing as one of the challenges affecting the effective running of the university. While welcoming the newly instituted University Council, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Jasper Ogwal, asked the new team to prioritize staffing the university.
Lira University has highlighted low staffing as one of the challenges the university is currently grappling with.
Our staffing, almost across the board, is very low. The Dean of Students' Office is staffed by only 2 senior people. They are not even by only 2 staff. And I would urge that we find a way of boosting that, because right now, while we sit here, I'll urge the Appointments Board and Council generally to look at that department. Many of these faculties need academic registrars. None of them so far has.
Ogwal asked the University Council to intervene in the matter. Lira University on Tuesday, 30th April this year, inaugurated the third University Council, chaired by former Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, David Geoffrey Okello, deputized by Florence Nelo Kulu.
One of the things that we shall be addressing is to see how best to try to raise the funding for the institution, and particularly funding not from government, because government is limited because of the resources that government gets on a yearly basis.
And the running of the university depends upon decisions made by this council. It is both a privilege and also an honor, but also, most of all, it is responsibility on our shoulders that we belong here. The matters of the university is run by the committees, and the committees are 7 in number, and these committees are very, very important.
The students' representative to the council sees her role as an opportunity to advocate for the concerns of students at the university.
It has always been hard and difficult for students to understand certain issues, but being part of the council, it will enable me to get deeper knowledge and understanding of some of the policies, which I always explain to my fellow students one-on-one.
David Geoffrey Okello replaces Joel Okulo Dam, who served as chairperson for 2 terms before his tenure ended in April this year. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Parents have been advised to take their children to the Baby and Kids Expo 2024 in a bid to expose them to various aspects of life, including health, education, and mental wellness, among others. This was during an engagement between the exhibitors and organizers of the expo held at UAG Showgrounds in Lugogo.
Uganda is set to hold the second Baby and Kids Expo come 10th to 12th May 2024. Various activities will take place, such as child well-being, learning, parental skills, among others.
Tujja kwogera ku mental wellness, endya y'abaana, that is nutrition. Tugenda kwogera ku education yaabwe, managing a teenager, abaana batuuka mu adolescence batulalwako nnyo. Tulina abakugu abagenda omwana oyo omukwata otya, n'asigala nga alina values in them, n'asigala nga asoma, tagenda kudduka mu ssomero.
The managing director, Kira Events Limited, Joy Yanabuma, who spearheaded the Baby and Kids Expo, highlighted the objectives of the event, among others acting as a bonding time between parents and their children.
Kwegamba tugukoze in a way that omuzadde agenda kujja, apart from agenda kugula ebintu bino, agenda funako chance ezanya n'omwana we, amanye omwana wange ono kanspendingeko time naye during this event. N'ekirala tulina ebyenjigiriza ebyenjawulo ebyabazadde.
She further advised children to make use of their holidays by learning new skills that are of help to their lives. Various exhibitors promised advanced services to Ugandans.
We are going to engage the kids. They are going to get involved into making pots, and we are going to come with a potter's wheel. The potter's wheel is one of the oldest machine. It appears in the Bible. So come with the manual one and the electric one, and the kids are going to get involved into making pots.
The Baby and Kids Expo will be held under the theme Inspiring Children's Health, Skills, Learning and Parenting, hailing from Oma Showgrounds, Lugogo.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with business stories after these messages.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erunganisibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you to Karamoja Luo segment. Learn about the famous legend of Jipiri and Labongo and how the Alur, Acholi, Jonam and Japadola Jaluo emerged.
The Luo are basically Nilotic.
We are believed to have come from Baragazelle in the Sudan.
When this colonialism came,
Rorawit saved the life of men actually. Fought fiercely.
Which was imprisoned here on that hill, Kololo.
Which remained the greatest hero in Acholi.
Daily screenings at Palm Cinemax in Wandegea, Sunday 21st to 27th of April 2024 at 11:30, 2 p.m., 4:30 and 7 p.m. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko pamoja?
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. The much anticipated construction of the Mutukula Regional Market and the Mutukula Regional Market project is set to commence soon following a successful selection of a contractor. At the site handover ceremony held at Nawaloka Construction Company Uganda Limited, the CEO of the market project encouraged the company to execute their tasks with excellence, aiming to establish a comprehensive one-stop market in the region.
Hello.
Construction of a 5.2 billion regional market at the border with Tanzania in Mutukula is poised to begin after the site handover to the contractors.
So I will see you successfully. Thank you very much. I will do my best for you.
Officials from the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Works, Mutukula Regional Market Project and local leaders from Chotera District have been urged to work closely with the contractors throughout the project's implementation.
I pray that you take this as your entry point into the country and you take it as serious as possible. One, for us who came and said Nawaloka is what it is. I also want to pass this message from the ministry that there's a lot expected from you in terms of executing this mission.
Karamoja, the CEO of the Mutukula Regional Market Project, expresses confidence that the construction will progress smoothly given the availability of funds to initiate the works immediately.
We need something at the site because the community, the country, the East Africa community, they are monitoring and they are waiting to see what's at the ground. There is nothing. So I have other contractors, but we need my pattern. We start, then other contractors, they will come and learn from your side. Okay?
The CEO of Nawaloka Construction Company Limited, Karani Alisi, assured Ugandans that they would deliver exceptional results within the stipulated 24-month time frame to complete the project.
So it is our always intention, wherever we go, we have to do a good job and keep the country, wherever we are, we have to do best for the country and also the people. And this will be the high-end construction work and which will be lasted more than 30 years with our design. So that assurance can be given.
Upon completion, the market is envisioned to feature 100 shelters, 1,000 warehouses, a 5-star hotel, an international hospital, a daycare center, 6 fuel stations, lodges, and other essential facilities. I am Chibedi Bashir for UBC.
The third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, has urged technological firms to invest more time and resources in sensitizing the public on the relevance of the new technologies and how it works. Nakadama made the appeal at the Huawei Cloud Enterprise Innovation and SME Summit in Kampala, where she also launched a 5-year Huawei Cloud Startup Program.
Enterprises are urged to leverage on digital technologies in order to compete with larger enterprises and also overcome traditional challenges that hamper their growth and development. The call was made by the third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, at the Huawei Cloud Enterprise Innovation and SME Summit in Kampala.
I want to request Huawei, let us simplify this program. It should be simplified. It should be localized so that the people should know about it in our local way, the local language, in local messages, so that they can start using it. If we still leave it at that high level, in the clouds still, like we are saying, the people will not, it will take time for them to understand. But I think that is the message I have to send to the people of Huawei and of course even the Ministry of ICT.
The summit provided an opportunity for Uganda's industry leaders in various sectors to exchange insights and share market opportunities and successful experiences.
But when you come to what are the legal considerations, one of the challenges with using technology is security. And I was seated with the one of the people in security in ICT. And this challenge is, first of all SMEs need data, need customer data.
All of us, in whatever we do, whether government or private sector, we can use cloud computing to manage our cost of computing. Because there is no amount of servers you will need to solve all your problems. But if they combine all our problems, they can put up one server to sort all our issues.
At the event, Huawei Technologies Uganda launched the Huawei Cloud Startup Program, which entails different support to different enterprises.
With Huawei Cloud, we help startups to obtain cost-effective value, cloud computing power more easily, and reach business opportunities more quickly.
What's entailed in this startup program? Here we will be able to give different cloud services or different cloud solutions that suit your business as a small medium enterprise so that you can grow in your business.
Cloud technologies have revolutionized the way businesses store, manage and process data. Its importance can be seen in various aspects such as scalability, cost effectiveness, flexibility, security, among others.
Now that we don't want to leave anybody behind, our vision 2040 is to digitalize everybody. So Ministry of ICT together with Huawei, they have to work hand in hand so that they can localize this program and take to our people.
Globally, cloud technology continues to transform the way businesses operate, offering numerous benefits that enhance productivity, efficiency and innovation.
All right, now a little bit of education on what EFRIS is, and we bring that to you. We will be bringing that to you every day here on UBC News Tonight. Solution, a platform designed to monitor the value-added tax VAT reported to the Uganda Revenue Authority by traders. The benefits of using EFRIS are you track stock, detect theft and monitor business anytime, anywhere. And it also assists taxpayers in maintaining accurate business records and also accessing. Is EFRIS compulsory in Uganda? Only VAT-registered taxpayers who must issue e-invoices are required to use EFRIS for all transactions, whether exempt or taxable. Does URA expect me to use EFRIS when I'm not VAT-registered? Yes, you can enroll for EFRIS voluntary even if you are not VAT-registered. This allows you to enjoy the benefits it offers to business. Have taxpayers been supported to use EFRIS? Yes. The Uganda Revenue Authority, URA, has a taxpayer education and support program that is comprehensive in its scope. Have taxpayers been supported to use EFRIS? When taxpayers register with URA, they are invited for an onboarding session where they are trained on how to use URA systems like EFRIS. Have taxpayers been supported to use EFRIS? Well, follow-up support activities are conducted which aim to bridge the knowledge gap of specific groups through business community association structures. How is a commission agent affected and assisted under EFRIS? If a commission agent is registered for taxes, they are required to keep stock of the goods they sell and issue an electronic invoice. What happens when the internet is down while using EFRIS? You can issue an e-invoice using EFRIS app or desktop software, even in offline mode. What platforms have URA put in place to enable traders to use EFRIS? The EFRIS smartphone app, desktop software, URA web portal, electronic fiscal device, the system-to-system connector, and electronic dispenser. Are we still supposed to use EFRIS after the president's halted penalties related to its usage is the question. Yes, it is important to keep using EFRIS as it is mandatory for all VAT-registered taxpayers to do so. The URA is available to provide continued support to all taxpayers. The President has suspended EFRIS penalties for non-compliance until May 7th, 2024. Now into the international scene. As the international community prepares for World Press Freedom Day on May 3rd, Zambian journalists say they are happy that this year's commemorations will focus on their profession in the face of the environmental focus. Now, this year's Press Freedom Day is to shed a spotlight on drought, which has struck Southern Africa, pushing regional leaders to declare national disasters and a state of emergency.
From Lusaka, Zambia. I became a journalist because I love writing stories and bringing those stories on your screens across the African continent. I also like talking to people from various backgrounds and bringing their interesting stories to you, our dearest viewers. I also love writing. And in light of this year's World Press Freedom theme, a press for the planet, journalism in the face of the environmental crisis. We are living in that reality in many parts of the world as millions of people are impacted by climate change. Here in Zambia, we are experiencing the worst drought in 20 years, giving journalists like me an opportunity to write more about environmental stories. Happy World Press Freedom Day. Free press matters.
U.S. presidential candidates have presented different fronts on their campaigns regarding how to address reproductive rights. Republican candidate and former President Donald Trump says states should have the responsibility to regulate reproductive rights, as in Florida, which bans abortions after 6 weeks. His opponent, the Democrats' candidate and incumbent President Joe Biden, says decentralized authorities such as states threaten women's lives.
The Biden campaign is making reproductive rights a centerpiece of its re-election drive. Vice President Kamala Harris campaigned in Florida the day the state's new abortion law took effect.
This is a fight for freedom. The fundamental freedom to make decisions about one's own body and not have their government tell them what they're supposed to do.
Florida's new abortion law is among the nation's most restrictive and has prompted a November ballot initiative to put abortion rights in the state constitution. U.S. states are making their own abortion laws because a 2022 Supreme Court decision ended federal abortion protections. Trump appointed 3 of the 6 justices who decided that case, and Harris says voters need to hold him accountable.
Across our nation, we witness a full-on assault, state by state, on reproductive freedom. And understand who is to blame. Former President Donald Trump did this.
While Trump says the new Florida law goes too far, he regularly takes credit for this state-by-state approach to abortion. It's the will of the people, he explained in a video on his social media site last month.
Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases, your religion or your faith.
At a women's health clinic in Fort Pierce, Florida, this patient fears the new law means more young women will die.
I think it means a lot more deaths, honestly, because 6 weeks is not really a lot of time. And then I feel like abortion is still going to happen, whether it happens legally or illegally. It'll happen like on the streets. It'll just be unsafe.
Clinic owner Candace Dye says there was a rush of patients before the new abortion law. For her, a 6-week ban is too restrictive.
And a lot of girls don't even know they're pregnant until they're 6 weeks. You know, they think they're 4 weeks because they haven't seen their period yet. So, and then we do our ultrasound and they're 6 already, and the patients have to be seen 2 different days.
Outside the clinic, anti-abortion protesters try to engage with each woman who enters. Tammy Holly shares her experience.
I'm here because abortion has hurt me, and I certainly don't want to see other women hurt by abortion. They walk in the door and they never come out the same. No matter how they try to go on with life as normal, they'll never be the same.
While ending abortion motivates many Republican voters, Trump appears mindful of the issue's political vulnerabilities in a close presidential race.
Always go by your heart, but we must win. We have to win. We are a failing nation, but we can be a failing nation no longer. We will make our nation great.
Harris says Trump's Republican allies in Congress want a nationwide abortion ban. Trump has said that's not necessary now that states can make their own abortion laws. Scott Stearns, VOA News.
And now into the world of sports. The Bet Power Futsal Super League has been a success in Uganda. The 2023-2024 league season that started in November now remains with 2 match days starting tonight.
After 20 successful weeks, the 2023-2024 Bet Power Futsal Super League is reaching its climax. Before the current season started last November, BetPower unveiled a new brand identity of their partnership with Futsal Association of Uganda. This partnership has benefited the league in numerous ways this term through investment. One of the key standouts was the beautification of the old Kampala Futsal Arena, where games are played every Thursdays and Friday nights. Park FC, who won the league with 2 match days left, await their opponent in the Super Cup final, which will be played at the end of this month. Chisenyi FC and Lubaga Gramen, who play Adenal FC and Kawempe FC respectively on Thursday night, will be hoping to collect maximum points as they chase an automatic second-place slot for the Super Cup final. Mashomero Victor, UBC News.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company, and for those, of course, working tirelessly behind the scenes, and myself, we wish you a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
We've hit refresh with Castle Lights. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label.